In the last 15 years, farmers markets around the country have grown from 1,700 to 1995 to over 4,300 today. The rise in farmers markets and other alternative food supplies is a reflection of our changing health concerns. In fact, many social scientists are looking at these trends and drawing some significant conclusions. There's a reason for the popularity of these food markets. They fulfill several needs, some obvious, and others not so obvious. There is an underlying importance to farmers markets that at first glance many may not grasp. In 2008, Vernal, Utah, a community of 20,000 in northeastern Utah, became another addition to the growing family of farmers markets. Vernal's main economy is oil and gas and farming. However, even with such a strong farming heritage, it's interesting to note that until just 2 years ago, it was very hard to buy a fresh garden tomato unless you grew it yourself. But now there is the Ashley Valley Farmers Market located in downtown Vernal.
Well, I'll back up a little bit. I grew up in a suburb of Maryland where farmers sold their corn and cantaloupe on the side of the road, and in summertime we never thought of going to the store for a grocery store for fruits and vegetables. We bought them from the farmer on the side of the road. And then when I became an adult, I was living in cities that were filled with farmers markets. So that came a lot later in life. And right before moving to Vernal, I had taken a permaculture course where I learned about the importance of where your food comes from. And I learned about, the history of the food that you find in the grocery store, how it has traveled for thousands of miles and it's been picked green and sprayed with chemicals so that it will ripen fast. And that all explain why the tomatoes in the grocery store don't taste anything like the tomatoes that you grow in your backyard. So when I moved to Vernal several years ago, I thought, well, this is a rural area. They're of course going to have vegetable vendors on the side of the road, and I didn't see any. And I thought, and so I just Googled Vernal Farmers Market, and Dale's name came up. And so I connected with Dale, and he told me that he was working on this, and so we joined forces because I thought it was really important, especially being a rural area. I was kind of surprised that there wasn't an outlet for people to sell their extra produce, that they grew in their gardens.
I guess that brings us to the first area we need to explore. What sells at the farmers market? You might be surprised.
I sell a lot of greens and cabbages and broccoli. Mostly, I have tomatoes and peppers and stuff like everybody else, but I start early. I'm already selling stuff from my garden. Started in June. We had a nice cool spring, and the lettuce and stuff was just fabulous because of the weather and the moisture. So, food.
Some things, like a one-man makes walking sticks out of really beautiful pieces of wood, and so it's a fine-tuned craft that he does. So
you have the pottery.
The pottery. What's Orange Brock? He makes beautiful pottery, and it was funny because he came and he sold out of his pottery the first 2 or 3 markets, and so he couldn't come back really because he'd sold everything. And we have beautiful jewelry. Marnie Freestone makes really beautiful jewelry.
And family with the honey.
Yeah, the honey, we have.
They expected to be there for like 3 markets, and they sold out
everything
the first day.
It's
like, oh, well, we'll have to come back next
And
week.
we have a lady that makes soap and lotions, and we have a man that makes intricate birdhouses. And like I said, this year we've got a fine artisan. I mean, he paints oil paintings. We've had, some baked goods, some gourmet breads, and lots of different kinds of vegetables that are different vegetables. And we've tried to encourage our vendors to give recipes for those vegetables that people might not know, what to do with them or how to cook them, how to prepare them. Farm fresh eggs, they can sell. There are regulations that go with the farm fresh eggs.
Okay, so it's a good place to buy organic or fresh garden produce. That's pretty easy to understand. But there are other great reasons for a community to have a farmer's market, such as to promote local growers, local farmers, local entrepreneurs. Farmers markets allow growers to pick produce at the peak of flavor, preserving the nutritional content of the fresh produce. And since locally grown produce does not have to be shipped in, the difference in mileage saves energy.
That is the way the whole world's going. I just don't think it's feasible to be trucking food clear across the nation for people. And, you know, a lot of the orchards in Utah have been done away with because of development. And, you know, it's sad.
Simply put, farmers market advocates believe the markets help farmers stay in business. The wholesale prices farmers get for their produce are often very low, sometimes only covering the cost of production. Farmers who sell direct to the public without going through a middleman get a better price. But on a more selfish level, it can be shown that the preservation of farmland and the farmer is important for the health of the community. According to the American Farmland Trust, sustainable and managed farms conserve soil, open space, and clean water, and provide a habitat for wildlife. Moreover, modern farmers markets help maintain important social ties, linking rural and urban populations and bringing neighbors together in a mutually rewarding exchange.
But you know, this was just an opportunity. I didn't have a job, so you know, this has put me to work. It gives me a little cash in my pocket in the summertime, and I get to meet people and learn new things. So what's unique about, I think, Ashley Valley is that a lot of people around here grow vegetables. I think even more so this year. When you see the seed displays in the local nurseries, they're empty. So I think that people are growing more and more of their own food, and I think what the farmers market has to offer that your family garden might not offer is the ability to have that camaraderie and that social part of getting together in a beautiful park in the middle of town. And we have music at the market and all kinds of crafts and stuff. It's not always food, but it's just fun.
Recording contract, I'm going to blame you, Jack. Okay, because that's all on tape.